are with the trilby-wearing Dougray Scott, actor. By the way, Dougray, did you know where the Queen is today? Do you know what the Queen's doing today?
I have no idea what the Queen's doing today.
She's in Bletchley Park.
Is she?
Which, of course, you know all about because you're in the Kate Winslet film Enigma.
Enigma, yes. Yeah,
and she's there looking at the
park.
Yeah, so it's a funny sort of a coincidence. But anyway, we're not here to talk about that. We're here to talk about your events, the Luca Mini Masters, Year 4.
Year 4 of the Luca Mini Masters. Yeah, no, it's a great event. It's grown. I mean, the first year we did it, it was small, and we were, we knew what we wanted to do, and it's taken us a little while for it to get to this stage. But it is. I mean, it's very different and unique, and everyone has a great time, and most importantly, it raises good money for Luca, the charity at Hammersmith Hospital.
Well, we've spoken to a lot of people already, and they are definitely enjoying themselves. A lot of them have become close friends with Mr. Mojito and Mr. Jägermeister, but none of them have forgotten the reason why they're here, which is obviously very important.
Yeah, it is very important. I mean, I got involved with the charity about 7 years ago. I did a movie called Ripley's Game. I played someone with leukemia, and I did research at the Hammersmith Hospital and with this girl called Joanna McVicker in Glasgow. And I got to know her very well and her family, and I introduced her to John Goldman, who's a professor at Hammersmith Hospital. He's now semi-retired, but she unfortunately passed away, and when they asked me to become patron, I wanted to try and do something and raise some money for the charity. So, I'm a huge golf fan, so I thought I'd try and do a golf tournament. I didn't know what kind of golf tournament I wanted to do, and then Dan Davis, my friend, he came up with the idea for a par 3 tournament, and he coined the phrase, the unofficial fifth master and rock and roll golf, and it's like a summer garden party with live music and golf. And it's just a little bit different, but it's still very competitive. But people can have a lot of fun at the same time as knowing that they're raising a lot of good money for a very, very important charity. Every charity is important, but the research into leukemia, I think, is particularly important in terms of what it does for other cancers as well.
Well, I think you've summed it up perfectly. Mind you would do, because it's your event, but people are enjoying themselves. You've got a lot of sports people here who are very competitive, but they're not overly competitive. They are enjoying themselves. You've got the music, you've got the drink, you've got the food, you've got, once again, the gorgeous weather.
Yeah.
It's a wonderful cocktail.
Yeah, it is. It's all worked out very, very well this year. Last year last year didn't rain. It was a little bit windier last year, and it started off today with no wind, really hot. But the wind's picked up, which is making the course play a little bit more difficult. And it is a very tough golf course. John and Stuart, the greenkeepers here, they do an amazing job, and the greens are immaculate, and it's not easy, let me tell you.
You must be, I'm sure you don't spend your life patting yourself on the back, Dougray, but I mean, everything you've achieved in your career must be very satisfying to come up with this idea. And I mean, who would have thought when you came up with the idea, we'd be here, not you and me this moment, but we'd be here in Year 4, and it's got bigger and bigger and bigger.
Yeah, I know. We as I said to you before, we didn't have any idea what it would become, but obviously the most important thing is to raise as much money as possible. So we have the auction tonight, which is very important. We're hoping to raise a lot of money, and people are really generous, not just the celebrities who give their time to play in it, but all the sponsors. And Ian Potter Design, he's put up a fantastic prize for the auction, which is a 4-ball with him at Lake Nona. We've got flights for 3 people. We've got 5 nights accommodation at a hotel in Florida. We've got 2 other rounds of golf for them as well. We've got dinner with Ian Poulter. So I mean, that's Ian. So he's been very, very generous, and thank him and all the other sponsors as well who've been so wonderful.
Now, amidst all this, you're actually a golfer as well. You've been out there playing. You're going to play a little bit more. How's it gone, Dougray, for you as a golfer today, as well as tournament organiser?
Well, I started off double bogey, which wasn't great, but then after that I found my rhythm, and to be honest with you, the pin positions are really tough, and I had 5 looks at birdies in 5 of those holes. I missed every single one of them, which wasn't great, but I'm striking the ball really well.
Well, you see some great body language from you. The agony of the putt that just goes. The legs are buckled, the head's gone in the air. Oh. I mean, it's really hurt.
I know it is. It's painful. Unlike everyone else, I'm incredibly competitive, and I want to win.
Well, you mentioned that. We must remind you that this time last year we stood in this very fairway, and you told us that Hibs would be in the Champions League. Cleverly, you didn't qualify which year, did you?
I did not qualify which year, and there's always time, let me tell you. We didn't. We actually finished 10th in the league last year. We didn't win the Scottish Cup, which we haven't won for over 110 years, so I can only be hopeful and optimistic about my football team. So hopefully, you know, next season we'll do better than what we did last season.
Tell you what, when, not if, when the success comes, how much more satisfying and enjoyable will that be than if you're a boring old firm fan who expects to win everything every year?
Oh, I know. My wife tells me you should just change your team, but she doesn't understand, you know, that
Can't do that.
part of being a football fan is the agony as well as the ecstasy.
It's a life sentence.
It is, and I'd quite like to have a little bit more ecstasy than I had over the most recent years, but I live in hope, you know, so one day we'll win the Scottish Cup.
Well, let's hope that this time next year the sun will be shining, we'll all be here, we'll be in year 5, and you'll be smiling and telling us, I told you so.
I hope so. Thank you very much indeed for coming down.
Well done, good luck.
Thank you.